Welcome guys. Today we have a special guest. It's Dido. I want you to introduce yourself, but I want to say first that I'm waiting for such a professional input into the sports for a long time, for someone who's maybe not 100% only calisthenics, because you have a huge background. So just introduce yourself.
I was competing in parkour. I did 2 times world championship and then transferred to coaching, gymnastics and calisthenics. Everything happened in the same time, and this is back in the years. It's 2010, somewhere there. The beginning of calisthenics, from the time of Hannibal for King and everyone, and all the big names. I will not mention everyone, but Kamenov, Christoph, Jasi, Svetistaneva, Erutev, Rado Radev, and many more are coming to our gym, and we build a system, and we want to say to the audience what we think it can be better in street workout judging. Of course, we also have it's not perfect, we also have mistakes, but we try to minimize everything.
That's great. Since you have been into parkour, especially from 2010, I think, maybe even
parkour earlier.
So you have a lot of experience in sports in general. And I know that Dido is a very humble guy, so I have to say that it's crazy that we have a world champion sitting here. That's the first thing. And the second thing, that you created, or not you created, but you helped and coached a lot of world champions too. You're also a professional gymnast trainer. You have your own gym in Bulgaria, the legendary gym, and so on. So the list is really long. We have someone,
but to say it's not for me, it's not personal video, but we were just talking that it's going to be good for the sport to discuss what we can do better. It's not a commercial thing.
No. But I still don't want to keep you down, because we're just putting the facts on the table, and that's just the truth. So that's why I'm so happy to have this conversation. Since I'm fully calisthenics, I'm doing the organization, being an athlete, doing the judging a lot. So it's very interesting for me to just hear how does in comparison to calisthenics, how does, for example, in gymnastics, the judging works?
The judging in every sport, it's different, but all these sports have some stuff in common because they are subjective, right? And the main idea is we need to give the athlete the real result. Of course, they need to read the rules, they need to do everything, preparation and everything, but the system must ask them to do certain things, certain way. Their starting value of every single element, variation, if they're really harder, should be getting the conversation. You should take away and give points for bonuses, connection. It's very complicated because many factors, and everything should be put in one big program. The reason is because when two athletes have big difference, it's not very hard to judge. But when their athletes are very close, you have to be sure that this is the one better today, on this day, on this competition.
So details matter always, but maybe to keep it short, just to get the right understanding, because I talked to some of my friends and so on, and some saying in gymnastics it's you have a performance round which you give to the judge, and then they kind of deduct what you're doing wrong or not that clean. Is that correct?
In gymnastics,
just speaking generally.
In general you have everything written before. This gives you this much, this gives you this much, but for every single apparatus you need to do certain things. For sure you have to do dismount, you have to do giant, you have to do static, or a swing to static, many things that some of them are mandatory. If you don't do them, they take away points, but they also take away points for the quality of which you're doing the elements. And I know calisthenics is nothing, it's a different sport. I judge and I coach both. And for example, no one wants to be like robotic and looking the same. We talk about getting the creativity factor also. It's something that should be considered, but in the same time, it should not be something that you can win only by using it. Also flow, also the how much exercise we need to perform, because this is a big problem. Some guys are doing maybe 8-10 very difficult and clean elements, but someone can spam in certain way and win with points. So this is big problem. Other things, there are just so many. Other thing is we have to have a certain time for the judges so they can score, read, double check.
So important point.
Yes, so important. And if we have a certain rules, they should be put in certain time frame. Because if you want someone to do something, and because just a simple example, if someone is doing a lot of fast push, it takes less time than someone who can do press and hold, and you can use this to your advantage. But in the same time, if they want a clear hold of 3 seconds, you have to give them enough, because it's just tactical. I can spam a lot of push-up press and stuff that is really fast, no hold, give out the statics and win by 3 categories. It's all about being also smart, not only just being the best. It's not going to work every time. So it's even hard in explaining this and making the video, because now I think about something and I say it, but the future, I think it's we just build a system and we try to explain, we sit, we write, because thought it's stopped on paper. Because when we are talking, we go from one to the other topic, everything, but some things are must be done differently, in my opinion.
For example, like something which is like really huge or has a huge impact.
Yeah, for example, if you put like a limit, not to only 2 push or 2 press, not like this, a limit to how many exercises you can do in a set. This is good for athletes that have high level skills, because if you can do 10 skills and I can do 10 skills, I cannot beat you with using 20 skills, because this gives advantage to the guys that are really high level in their skill. It's also about spamming. The other thing is it should be very strict with statics, like it is, but in the same time discussing which is pull and which is push, it's a stupid discussion. It's important to ask the athletes, they do, let's say, some kind of a front lever or some kind of a planche stuff, because at least in freestyle competition we want to see the most complete, the guy that can do everything. And if you do something, now we have to think about this, but if you don't do some of the mandatory stuff, they take away points. If you do these mounts, it can give you points. The thing is, we should do like everyone should work on their weak sides too, not only on their strong sides. Because what we see in competition, one guy may be very strong, maybe can do reverse punch, perfect form, maybe reverse punch press that doesn't even exist, but can you really win with just one exercise? No, and it should be like this. Many things to consider. Of course, what is harder, like pushing then pressing instead of going from press and then pushing, because you use the negative part. Many things. I know it's going to be more hard for the judges, but the number of the judges can increase the time and maybe this you will not like, but maybe we lower a little bit the number of athletes, because it's going to be, and I'm talking like 30-40 athletes, it's good, but some competitions maybe 100
plus. I just many of them, and it's a mess, and it's okay to give the people the chance to compete, but there are a lot of competitions where you can experience as an advanced athlete or something, but especially when it comes to high level performance, it's also a little bit unfair for like the elite athletes, the top athletes, and then you have to battle against someone doing only back lever or something.
That's why it's but we're speaking now about because we too are really concerned about the athletes, because let's face it, some organizations don't care if it's right or wrong. We don't use names now, but we are thinking in the perfect world, what would be the most accurate competition possible. So this is what we are thinking, and if you want to be in the top, let's say 40 in the most accurate perfectly judged competition, you should pre-select the best one. Maybe they do an online application they send to the same judges. It's important because they will have the same criteria,
of course.
And things like crowd voting, I think it's stupid. It's just biased
and show,
from the followers of the guys. We want to meet the points where the heart of the calisthenics is, but where the biomechanics, the difficulty, the execution meet. There is this point, and we are searching for it.
So there are some solutions in theory, or maybe also in practice, in a lot of competitions you use, because in Bulgaria you have like pretty advanced athlete, but also systems. And what is your opinion? Because in many competitions I see that like in the gymnastics, you have the points for certain moves. So for example, you have a whole move list, and you know, okay, this move, for example, a planche gives you like 5 points, and this move gives you like this point. So in the end, it's completely objective, and you know that, okay, the judges need to follow this, and the athletes just also follow this. So you have like a same language where we're speaking. So do you think this is good, or this is like, what's your opinion about that?
I think it's good. Of course, it's freestyle sport, so everyone should express his and implement new movements, and it should be considered how hard it is by the judges. They be valued more or less. And for example, some things, because when we say a planche, okay, its planche can have a starting value of, let's say, 1 point, but if you do it poorly, it can get maybe 0.5. The other thing is in the system that we see today, the difference is too big, and let's say 0.5, 1 and 1.5 for
the
elements.
steps for the elements, like counting together, it's like
two big steps. Other things, if you have a fail, it should be considered, but removing all of the things before this is stupid. I don't know. I don't even apologize of the guy who invented. Sorry, it's just because literally you can mess up the start, and you can get everything
finish very beautiful.
It doesn't make 0 sense. There is no thing in
like
sport.
0 points.
Watching the one competition with calisthenics, they try to use the 10-9 system. Also doesn't make any sense, because it's not boxing. It's
what's a 10-9 system?
It's like in boxing, one judge is giving to the athlete that is winning the round 10, and the other 9. In the end, you have
very close.
But this is about combination of exercise, combination between exercise. There are so many elements. That's a sport that needs to be judged by smart people, and smart people should make the system, because otherwise we are not different than the kids that are playing in the playground. He say, I like this counts, this is
it's still a stupid argumentation. And sorry,
no.
I'm thinking like I agree with almost everything you're saying, but there's a lack of execution, because when we try to do this, for example, because we had judge competition where you have these kind of points lists, maybe it's not perfect, but it's a beginning, and in theory I like it too. But in real life, we're facing always the problem that the organization is stressful, because especially me and you as an organizer, we know, okay, the time schedule, everything needs to be tight, and especially when you have a lot of athletes coming around the world and they want to compete and you want to make the crowd happy too and stuff like that. But in the end, the athlete's suffering. Why? Because the judges doesn't have enough time to judge a certain criteria perfectly, or maybe rewatch it just maybe for 1 minute. But sometimes it's just one athlete, you're writing the points down and you're not even finishing writing the points and the next athlete's already jumping. So that's why the assistance is so important, and we try to get more people to assist the judge, especially when the categories are very complex. And the other topic is you can make events just for visitors, people watching with the crowd and so on. It's cool. The people need that too. But when it comes to professional championships, like German nationals or world championships, it's like it's a name. It has impact, you know. So in these competitions, that I think in other sports they also not really care about, like, okay, the visitors getting maybe bored because you have to wait like 10 minutes because the judges need more time to judge fairly and properly, you know. So maybe it's not 10 minutes, but just a little bit more time to make it correctly.
So for the first thing, it's, I understand we need more judges, because there can be a judge that can just watch about the line, the knees, the elbows, the whole body, the angles, only this for static moves. The other guy, static moves, should say if it counts, because sometimes the shape is so off that maybe it doesn't count, and they together can give one score. For a combination, one guy should, for example, see the different category, how they mix. Let's say I mix statics with statics, which is easier than statics, dynamic statics, stuff like that. And the crowd, they should respect the athletes, because they are doing this once in a year. We know we want to entertain you and show you the best, but let's say we imagine the best competition ever once in the year, and the athlete prepared 1 year for this. The other, the crowd is coming just for a show. He can go tomorrow to cinema, he can go to anything, but for the athlete,
they sacrifice their life.
They sacrifice their life, and I will not mention names, but in my gym they're like crying, disappointed, depressed, because what you see, it's like they will never show, because they're real fighters, they're warriors, they are always like smiling and stuff. But in training, in everyday life, because at least in our gym we train like 6 days, so many hours, the frustration sometimes after something that is unfair, and even if it's unfair, you should be able to say why this is happening. But some competition, they don't know anything.
No transparency.
And no transparency. And when it's, you cannot explain to a guy that put his life on it, he's like, because they're really there is ego, there's self-criticism, and they're like stuck. So
it's very, very bad. And that's the worst thing, when like a freaking strong athlete training like for 10 years or I don't know how long, sacrificing their life, investing into this journey, battling, and then losing somehow because of a mistake or something, you know. Happens a lot in calisthenics. And how you handle that, it's a very, very hard situation.
It's very hard, because it's also mental burden for them. That's why we need to improve the system, I think. And this system, many organizers maybe don't like it, but it should be like the form for every other competition that wants to have a fair thing. Because even in gymnastics, in parkour, it's not perfect, but it's like 95% accurate. In calisthenics, it can go down to under 50, and under 50 it means
it's
you
not
don't know.
stable.
So that's bad.
I just want to add one point in this ideal judging system. Like I said, I like the fact that things have certain points, but I see some problems in it too, or challenges, because you have, for example, dynamics and statics or strength skills. You know that, okay, you can give a planche, like you said, 1 point, then you can deduct and add if the form and blah blah is correct, and the same with the dynamics. But then it comes to something like the combinations. This is gonna be very, very hard and very tricky, because it matters a lot if you're doing a move in the beginning of a combo, a Maltese, a 720 or something, or you did it in the end of combo. But the dynamics and the static points, it's always the same. So the combination judge needs to know, okay, now I have a move list of 100 moves. Now I need to know which move in which order the move did was like how many points. So this is like a little bit
it's
complex.
It's harder, but I first need to 100% agree. That's why if you watch the swap, Jassi, we moved her best move in the middle because it will give more points, and it should be like this in gymnastics. Let's say, for example, if you do the last move, it doubles the points, and if you do doubles its points, the point itself. So if the last move it's like 720, of course it's harder, and it's it should be see this very different than the fail. If you fail in the beginning, if you fail in the middle, it's still a fail. But if you do the hardest thing last, it's different because it's about stamina, endurance. It shows that you have control when you're in the end of your power, in the end of the set. This thing can be improved. Combinations, this is something that it should be, in my opinion, like this. Combining a lot of elements, it's good, but there first should be a certain number, and second, it's also valuable if you connect a big skill to a middle level skill. Because some people just combine easy elements. It doesn't matter if you do 10. Some guys in the world did 30 times 540. Who cares? It's how many guys can do, let's say, 10 540.
I mean, it's a cool challenge just for fun and something like that.
For fun, cool. For training. We are doing this on purpose.
I know. But in the competition, then show maybe you just have 45 seconds or 2 minutes or a certain amount of time. It's very less, so show some variety, the different styles, and everything.
Everything needs to be put in a frame, because it's also not easy to connect 4 or 5. For thing to be a combination, also for me it's very important that athletes don't sit on the bar, don't lift your hands. We all know you want to take a half-second rest. We all know
shake off the arms, you know that.
And give the athletes an accurate time to perform everything you ask them, because some competitions they give 3 minutes. Athlete, it's like just staying like this.
They're waiting,
taking rest. Other competitions so intense, 45 seconds, that sometimes maybe the hold will go off, not because you cannot hold, but because
you don't have the time to keep on your next combos.
You're playing on the edge, but just because it says 45 seconds or 30, it doesn't matter. But you're playing on the edge to risk not your skill, but to risk if the judge will count, not because you cannot hold, but because you need to do all the things in a very little short amount. This is other things that can be taught about. It's also possible that you even take out the time. Maybe they don't need to have a timer for making this, but you need to put a number of elements. So like this, and sometimes athletes are like naturally going around 1 minute, one and a little. But if you ask them to both do 30, let's say 30 elements, if they want to do less, yeah, okay, but don't cry about the points then. And if you want to do more, you cannot, because this way you will be in favor of someone that is doing harder tricks. So there are many things that can be different. It should be written, it should be tested, and then we can see if everyone will be happy. Because the thing is, we want fair and everyone to be happy, but not everyone. And with my respect, I love athletes, I live the life with athletes, but be concerned with the rules, because if you don't read the rules, if you're not asking the judges, it's better to ask and not just think of something, because later you may be disappointed.
That was huge. So speaking about all of that, I just want to hear some personal opinions about some things, especially like current situation in the reality of freestyle calisthenics and the competition. Which judging system you think is the most advanced, where you can say it's okay, of course it's not perfect, there's a lot of room to improve, but it's still already pretty good and it's better maybe than other competitions? Just one example.
Yeah, it's just very, very hard to say that, because it's they give the judges a lot of room to their own interpretation, which is not correct. Because for me, a judge should not have any opinion. He's just
executing.
Executing. And when you say, because I heard other guys saying, but I cannot remember all the elements. No, it's your job to remember all the elements. In gymnastics, there are 185 pages of points, exercise and stuff. If they can do it, then we can do it. The elements in street workout are less. They are not so hard to remember, but if a judge wants to be really good, he should be like a computer. That's why I give them more time to say which system is the best. I really can't, because every system, every competition hits some points right. This is the conversation. We should combine everything from everywhere and then show the world that this is the product that we are doing for you. You're not doing for us. Because in the end of the day, this is what organizers mostly do. They don't care. They care about, they will not, athletes, organizers will not take less money if their competition is correct or incorrect. So it doesn't change anything. And the judges the same. They get paid the same money to do their job, but
good or bad,
bad, they're going to do the same. And it's very hard, and it should be hard. That's what makes the sport professional. Because for me, like you see skateboarding, breakdancing, maybe parkour go to Olympics, but calisthenics is not less than this sport. Maybe at some points even more. So if you want to bring the sport to a new level, I think this is an important step.
So you think it's good that calisthenics, freestyle calisthenics, to reach the next level, it has to go to the Olympics?
Oh no. It will evolve. No, just
because a lot of people talk about calisthenics needs to be in the Olympics and blah blah, and they're working on it. So what's your opinion about that?
Listen to this, because parkour went to gymnastics, and some people are like, oh no, it's a street sport, we don't need gymnastics, blah blah blah. Gymnastics don't need parkour too. It's just some guys want to improve both sports. So everyone wants to say my sport is recognized by the world, right? Everyone is fighting for this, and at some point maybe you do it, but then some percentage of the people are like disappointed because this is a street sport. Why it should be in Olympics and anything? I think everyone is free to do whatever they want, but the most important for me is how close it is to the reality.
Yeah.
Because Rio, it's what it matters. If it's Rio, then we are doing things fine. If it's just fake or unprofessional, the thing about the Olympics is they try to do the most professional competition. There is nothing to do about so much about the titles, so much about this or that, in my opinion. No.
Okay, that's interesting. Like I see more calisthenics at the X Games or something like in street sports, but we will see. I have like one question to what you said before. Because you're targeting especially the judges too. And for example, me, I judge more than 100 competitions in my life, and really trying to improve this judging system in our competitions, because there are so many systems. They have good aspects, but on the other side it's a mess too, and it's like always good and bad, and maybe we can pick the best things out of every competition. So the hard solution is you really need to get some really strong athletes from some really good judges into a room, maybe some organizations too, and doing the work. And it's a lot of work. We don't want to talk about that, and everything, the work is for free too, and this like you put your life into it. But because you did it, I did it, like I would be ready to not creating it, but help to get the first stone rolling, you know. And I think with this video we did our part to that, and it's very interesting how this process is going in the future too. And if you guys see this video and really feel us and feel also this current situation in freestyle calisthenics, then let us know your opinion in the comments, so maybe we can get more views, more angles, more information, ideas. And
the system cannot be created for a single man or a single competition. That's why the guys in the world, they have committee. Committee, it's like let's say 10 chosen by the majority of people. Guys that know what they're talking about. They know what the techniques are, the elements and stuff, and they should all agree to something and put in one system. And everyone, when for example wants to say something or do, I think this is the right way, he somehow needs to prove, to say I think about this because this and that. Because it doesn't matter how much you like straddle planche, full planche will always be harder. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's like this. It's a stupid example.
I know, but it's actually
but that. You can prove it. You can say you're leaning more, you need more strength in the shoulders, it's this and that. It's a very hard process, but it's not impossible.
I think so.
And I think it will be actually fun to some certain point, because the idea about this video, it's because we want to no one get disappointed, and everyone will be like, okay, I lost, I understand why I lost, it's normal, next time I will just do better. That's it.
Man, Dido, thank you so much for your time, and also putting so much knowledge and different insights, inputs from different sports as well. So I was very happy that you are able to share this information for me, because this one is like really personal for me, and also for the community, because you guys voted like 89% pressing yes, only 2% pressing no. when we're asking for this topic. So I think it's a very, very hot topic, and that's why I'm happy we still did. We had a very long day, a hard trip here in Moscow, but we didn't skip that one just for you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. And the last thing I want to say, everyone, keep training, be healthy. I hope you like the video. Me, of course, it's not perfect. I don't think everything I say it's 100% right. I'm open to see things from different angles, and it's just about improving the situation, the judging, and everyone can be happy, even the unhappy. Even the losers can be more happy, or not happy, but
they're learning and they're
peaceful.
knowing.
They can have peace. Okay.
All right. Let's head into the athletes briefing, and then
athletes briefing.
we see us.
Bye.